I'm glad you all made it. I'm glad you all made it here. So glad to have all of you here. Such an inspiring time for all of us here. You know, I want you all to give yourselves a standing ovation. Standing ovation for everybody here. Standing ovation. Just open your eyes, your nose, your ears. You'll feel something stir the innermost part of your being, like never before. And I'm here to prove to you that you all have the seed of greatness. But there are things that we need to do for that seed to grow. And that's what I'm here to share with you. But before I set out to teach, you can all sit, please. You can all sit. Let me just set out the rules of engagement. The first one is, do not blindly accept my views in this classroom environment. And the second one is a famous quote from Ultimate Journey to Greatness. He who asks questions for a minute may look like a fool, but he who does not ask questions is considered a fool forever. And another quote from this book, it's the moment you stop asking questions, your world is over. We all have stories to tell in this classroom. We all do. Every man has a story to tell, and it's that story that makes a man. I've called the story Ultimate Journey to Greatness. It's a story that stirs the innermost part of me. There are things that stir you. It could be community gap, national gap, society gap, family gap, peer pressure. It could be a corporate gap, something that stirs you to be creative, to be a solution maker, to be an entrepreneur, or to be whatever you've been called to be. So today, the subject matter of today is the 6 pillars of greatness. Please, could you put this down? The 6 pillars of greatness. Or you can say the 6 foundations of greatness, or the systems of greatness. Otherwise known as 6 P's of greatness. This is the equation. UGJ is equals to purity times purpose times passion times perseverance times preparation times profit. UGJ equation obeys an exponential rule, not an addition rule, in the sense that every variable in the equation has the capacity for exponential increase. If you look at the equation, UGJ is equals to purity times passion times purpose times perseverance times preparation times profit. So UGJ is equals to P raised to the power of 6. Could you write this down? P raised to the power of 6. Be attentive, because you'll be asked questions. P raised to the power of 6. Now, what is UGJ? UGJ is Ultimate Journey to Greatness. It's the name of a book. We hear of the title Greatness. Everybody says greatness, greatness, greatness. Some say greatness is synonymous with the word leadership. Others say synonymous with the word fame. Others say greatness is synonymous with the word success. Others call it wealth accumulation. Can anybody here tell me what is greatness in your own understanding? You've come across the word. It's not a new word to you. Can anybody here help me? What is greatness? What do you understand by the word greatness? If you notice, the equation is UGJ, Ultimate Journey to Greatness equation, not greatness equation. Greatness is an ambiguous term. So many professors, teachers, leaders have tried to define the term greatness. But ambiguity is not an excuse, as we all know. So what is greatness? A definition by Ultimate Journey to Greatness says that greatness revolves around profound life experiences of long-lasting impact. Greatness revolves around profound life experiences of long-lasting impact. PLE times LLI. There are 2 phrases there that make the sentence and make the definition and identify what greatness is. Greatness revolves around profound life experiences of long-lasting impact. So PLE times LLI. And I'll tell you why. How many of us have seen people who thought they were great, and after a moment we don't hear about them anymore? Is that greatness? Well, fame is not fame if it's not long-lasting. If you want to look for people who are great, at people whose impact, even after when they're long gone, you hear about the name. History identifies them. We studied about them in school. They leave a footprint. Our honorable and most laudable mentor here, a man of honor, Dr. Linus Okorie, wrote a book called The Footprints. That is exactly what it's talking about. It talks about leadership in the sense of greatness, long-lasting impact. An equation is not an equation if it does not have a set of theories to test it. I know I've told you UGJ. Anybody can come up with an equation and say, you know what, UGJ is this. But you need to test an equation. For it to stand, it needs to be tested. I'm going to give you 2 theories to test UGJ equation. The greatness UGJ equation, ultimate journey to greatness. UGJ is the acronym for ultimate journey to greatness. UGJ. There are 2 sets of theories I'm going to give to you. Not everyone who began a great thing ended up finishing it. That's the first theory to test that equation. Not everyone who started a great thing finished it. That's the first one. Number 2 says, although we may all possess the seed of greatness, but not everyone grows to become a tree that branches out into something. Did you get it? The second theory? No. Did you get it? Sorry, am I too fast? Yes. Oh, sorry. You know, sometimes the accent can vary and the pitch can be very fast. Okay? Well, if I'm too fast, just raise your hands. By show of hands, you can nod your heads. You can stamp your feet. You can stop me. Just wave. Okay? It's an interactive session. Okay? So there are 2 sets of theories. I spoke about an equation. Ultimate journey to greatness equation. To buttress what? The 6 pillars of greatness. And I said UGJ, which is the acronym for ultimate journey to greatness, has 6 pillars. The first one is purity. The second one is purpose. The third one is passion. The fourth one is preparation. The fifth one is perseverance. And the 6th one is profit. So there are 6 P's raised to the power of 6. P raised to the power of 6. UGJ is P raised to the power of 6. It obeys an exponential rule. If you notice, I did not add the P's. It's multiplied. And that's P raised to the power of 6. It obeys an exponential rule. Every variable from purity to preparation up to profit obeys an exponential rule. It has the capacity of infinite measure. That's why it obeys an exponential rule. And I said to you that what is greatness? I wanted someone here to tell me what they think greatness is. And I gave an example that the people who thought they were great, and after a while we don't hear about them anymore. Right? Good. And I said greatness, a definition from Ultimate Journey to Greatness says that greatness revolves around profound life experiences. Revolves around profound life experiences of what? Long-lasting impact. Greatness revolves around profound life experiences of long-lasting impact. PLE times LLI. Did you get that? Yep. Did you get that? Does it make sense? So that's the definition. And I said to you that equation doesn't make sense if you do not have a theory to test it. Do you agree with me? You can wake up from sleep and just say, that's why we have professors. That's why we have doctors. People who go to universities to study, they don't just come up with a statement. They've got to test it. So there are 2 theories to buttress this equation, to explain the equation on the ultimate journey to greatness. The first one is that not many have begun a great thing, but did not finish it. Many have begun a great thing, but did not finish it. Why? Maybe we'll find out. Maybe you can help me to answer that. The second theory says that although we may all possess the seed of greatness, but not everyone grows to become something. Not everyone grows to become a tree that branches out into something. Although we may all possess the seed of greatness, but not everyone grows into something. Not everyone grows into something. Greatness is free for all, but is limited by low levels of ambition. Greatness is free for everybody. That's why I said give yourself a standing ovation when we started this class. Because we all have the seed of greatness. It's an honor. It's a privilege. But it is limited by low levels of ambition. Why? Why? We'll find out why. Greatness, UGJ, Ultimate Journey to Greatness equation, on the 6 pillars of greatness, has a selection system. It has a selection system, it has a bargain, it has a value system, and it has a negotiation system. Although it's free for everybody, but it's a selection system. And what was that selection system? preparation and perseverance, which is two variables in the UGJ equation. Preparation and perseverance. Once you hear of the word profit and money, everybody runs there. Is it a lie? When you hear profit, business profit, everybody runs there. It's an idea, right? It's profitable, right? But what sets everyone apart, one business to the other, is your ability for preparation, to prepare the ground or hit the ground running. That's why sometimes you hear today, this one is here, tomorrow is no longer there. They are not originators. The word purity means nobility and originality, genuineness. The people who last, who make long-lasting impact, are people who have been able to exhibit what I call purity. That's nobility, originality, genuineness. They are not imitators. There's something that stirs them. It could be a problem, but they come up with something unique. They are not copycats. Someone is selling pure water. You know the person is making profit. The next thing you want to sell pure water. Why? Why? And yes, I'm sure purpose, you've heard about purpose, you've heard about perseverance, you've heard about passion. Passion, passion, passion. So what's the difference about passion today? The great thing about passion is that passion is something you develop at childhood. Passion does not come when you're old. No. All the great people you see around today, they all developed their passion at childhood. If you're lucky, you have good parents, good teachers who can observe you. At that young age, you're very lucky. And I want to illustrate this point on passion. That's something you develop at childhood. Microsoft founder, who's familiar with one of the richest men, the co-founder of Microsoft, Bill Gates. Who's familiar with the story? Okay, I want to tell you a very interesting story. He found his passion for technology at the age of 13. At the age of 13, that was when he found his passion. He attended a school in Seattle in Washington, D.C. And his mother club in the school came up with some money. They went and bought a teletype to connect to a telephone. And that telephone was going to connect to a G-sharing computer. You know what he did? At the age of 13, he spent as much time as he could learning about computers, hacking, and coding. Listen to that. At the age of 13, he learned as much as he could about computers, hacking, and coding. He developed his passion at the age of 13. Most visionaries that we see, the real visionaries. You know, everybody in this country, for example, Nigeria, all over the world, we all want to be leaders. We all want to be leaders. We can't all lead. But if you watch people who are exceptional, who have true visions, who are noble, who are genuine, they came up with their passion at childhood. You watch them, even as a mother, you watch your child grow. You can see their passion flow. At adulthood, you begin to develop more and more at adulthood. But it starts at childhood. That's why you say, train a child the way she go, and when they grow, when they learn all these things, they don't depart from it. So that's the age you should develop at. I told you about the second theory. Can anybody tell me about the second theory? Can you repeat the second theory if you were putting down what I was saying? The second theory. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I've just explained to you that we all have the seed of greatness, but not everyone would grow to become something. Become a tree. I've used a tree to illustrate. Because we share the same characteristics as plants and animals. Plants have their circles, animals have their circle. We have business, life circles and all that. You know we all have our circles as well. We all do so. We all do so. What differentiates you from A to B? It's your level of preparation. And it's your level of perseverance. And let me explain perseverance to you. Preparation and perseverance are two different things. Preparation involves a selection system. Herbert Spencer spoke about survival of the fittest, elimination of the unfit. And Charles Darwin came up with the Darwinian theory on evolution of man. He said that the evolution of man, that the mechanism behind it is a natural selection. We can't all rush somewhere. There has to be a selection system. We may share similar characteristics, but when we get there, there's going to be a selection. And that's what makes lords, that's what makes kings, that's what makes queens. The level of preparation. Service. Dr. Linus Okori in the book's Footprint said, service is key. That for you, that if you want to be a great leader, you need to serve. To be a great leader, you need to serve at the lowest level. You can see this mentorship class is free. Some people are going to charge you for it. You know that? That's service at the lowest level. That's how you know that. That's how you know that. That's what makes great leaders. Greatness, leadership used interchangeably, synonymously. So that's what makes that. Perseverance and preparation are mistaken. They're two different things. Perseverance, a woman who conceives, prepares to give birth to what? A bouncing baby child. At the end of what? 9 months. That's a cycle. What if it doesn't go as planned? She gives birth to a dead child. What does she need to stay on, to conceive again? I call that perseverance. She will need perseverance to what? To repeat the same cycle again. That's what perseverance is all about. Do you agree with me? That's what perseverance is all about. Sometimes you may plan. We don't plan to fail, but sometimes we fail. What gives us? It's not even passion. It's not even passion. Sometimes some people have passion that actually burns them. It's like the sun. That's why your passion has to be what? Profitable. Another interesting variable I like in the equation, UGJ equation, is purpose. I love purpose. Somebody will come and say, I have a purpose. What is the purpose? What is your purpose? You can't even identify with the purpose. You can't identify with it. You can't define what your purpose is. It doesn't even have a value system. That's why a purpose needs to go through an IDV checkup. Say that. IDV checkup. You need to do that if you have a purpose. Identification, definition, value system. IDV checkup. If you say you have a purpose, do that. Try to identify it. Let others identify with your purpose. Your purpose is one-liner. It's not too many things at the same time. It's also value-driven. If it can help another man, it's no purpose. If it does not help your community better, it's no purpose. If it doesn't make your family better, it's no purpose. So purpose needs to go through an IDV checkup. Identification, definition, value system. I want to tell you and I want to prove to you that although we all have the seed of greatness, not everyone will grow or branch out to become something. And in my definition of greatness, I said to you that greatness revolves around profound life experiences of long-lasting impact. Who's familiar with the story of Lehman Brothers? Lehman Brothers. Does anybody know about Lehman Brothers? Let me tell you about the story. Does anyone here know about Lehman Brothers? Do you know Lehman Brothers? Do you know the story? You know the story? Okay, good. Many years ago, and to be more precise, 2008, I was working with one of the world's most respected financial institutions with global presence. Citigroup, now known as Citibank. They rebranded and they're now called Citibank. I'm sure you understand the process of rebranding. They're now called Citi. I was called and chosen among global recruits across the globe. In 2008, I was just looking across and I could see a brother institution called Lehman Brothers. They were in the same business as us. An investment bank, financial services institution as well. They have the best staffs senior management from the best schools in the world. Harvard, name it, Oxford, Cambridge, man that institution organization. A business that had been in operation for more than 100 years. They had stood the test of times. One beautiful day, sunny day, cloudy, and murky atmosphere as well. It was raining, but the rain was not powerful enough. Not even the force of gravity could put up the smoke from a multi-story building. What was happening? Was the building burning? Was it burning down? No. We were all looking, and they told all the staff, you can now pack your bags and you can leave. It was the end of that institution. It was their demise, their burial, and their death. What did they do wrong? They saw greatness as quick wealth accumulation at all costs, represented by what? A big-sized balance sheet. And they were ready to do it at all costs. They were cutting all corners, left, right, and center. That's why I say today, and I stand, and I say today, the way to measure the greatness of an institution is not by their balance sheet. Never. They had a big balance sheet based on their asset size and percentage profit. It was a profitable business. So how come what led to their demise? What led to their demise? Something was missing. Their value system, VS, their value system had evaporated into thin air. Their value system had evaporated into thin air. They lost it all. A glorious, famous institution. That's how they lost it all. So greatness that's not long-lasting and impactful, where generations yet unborn can speak about you, is no greatness. It was a big lesson for us. I watched that. People were crying. The greatness was not positive enough. It affected the whole globe. And some are still suffering as a result of that. And I tell people, outside of balance sheet, your P&L account, your VS system is the best way to actually judge your performance and your success. I can go to Harvard, I can go to Cambridge, I can go to Oxford. But if my VS system is not that, is it going to last? It will not last. We're learning that. You can keep cooking your books. You can keep cooking your books. But you see, at the end of it, it will find you. So they showed everybody that they were very great. Great asset size, profitable business. At the end of the day, cash trap. They had goals, they had corporate goals and objectives, but they went against it. It's not enough to write your goals and objectives. At the end of the day, do an assessment to see if you're working towards it or if you're working against it. That's what they did. Purity. I said greatness revolves around profound life experiences of long-lasting impact. Purity in the UGJ equation makes up about 80% of that equation. PLE times LLI. Purity, you would not believe it. Purity does. When you're an originator, you're original, you're genuine in your ideas, you eventually be celebrated if you do the other things right in that equation. And it will be a long-lasting impact. It will be impactful. Who can tell me these feathers you see on this banner? Whose feathers are those? It's not mine. I'm not a bird, right? Sorry? Who can tell me whose feathers are those? Okay, keep trying. Whose feathers are those? Wow, who's a peacock? Wow, wow. Let's clap for that. Interesting. Interesting. You're almost there. What excites me most in the UGJ equation is purity. And I said to you that half of 80% of the UGJ equation is purity. Purity enables you to do a lot of things. No, people don't like to talk about it. They laugh at people who are pure. The greatest inventors, professors, some of them that you see, they lock themselves up, coming up with ideas that move the world. Those are the feathers of a peacock. You've watched the peacock. I love the peacock. I love the bird. I admire it so much. It's so beautiful. Proud in nature. Ready to show off its beauty, its class, its charisma, and its charm. But I want to leave you with a lovely food for thought and a quote. A peacock that opens its buttocks everywhere would not know when it loses all its feathers and will become unrecognizable. Did you hear that? Yeah. A peacock that opens its buttocks everywhere would not know when it loses all its feathers and will become unrecognizable. That's a point to buttress the point of purity. That's why today some people are famous. Tomorrow you don't hear about that. In the mental health units, I've been to a mental health unit in London. Most of the people you see there are trees of life that have been cut short before their prime. Their tree of life has been cut short before their prime. Some of them are faders. I call them faders. They are here today, they're not here tomorrow. They're not pure. They're not noble. They are imitators. They follow the crowd to get there. There's nothing unique about that. The media celebrates that. The fact you celebrate the media doesn't make you a famous person. No. No. There's some things, if I had kids, there's some things I won't let my children watch. They're not role models for me. Never, never. So that's the story of a peacock. If I took off all the feathers from a peacock, would you recognize that that's a peacock? It probably looked like what? An eagle. That's why purpose needs to have what? Identification, definition, and value system. IDV checker, IDV assessment. Some people are imitators. Others are money milkers. What drives them is just money and nothing else. I was reading about a young man on Yahoo News. His purpose was to make money. He wanted so much money. He confessed and he said, oh, I know. Now I know that money is not what makes life. It's not the true essence of life. After all said and done. He said it's something else. Oh, they have so much money. He's a millionaire. Now he said, oh, I know that money is not the essence of life. I call this equation the ultimate journey to greatness. I could have called it greatness equation. No, I said no. Because greatness, there's so much ambiguity. What you see as greatness, another person may say it's not greatness. So that's why I called it ultimate. Ultimate or absolute. In Latin, it's called quaterere deum. Quaterere deum. In Latin, the absolute. Anything you do in life that does not bother on this region of ultimacy, supremacy, superior, noble, it's bordering on the region of what? Mediocrity. And so that's the story of so many people in the world. Although we all have the seed of greatness, not many are ready for that preparation. Even in homes, marriages, a lot of people marry their counterfeits. They're not ready to wait. They're not ready for the preparation, but that's not the topic of today. There's so many people who fall into that class. They get to a more mature age and the media original. Preparation is not easy. When you're waiting, people will laugh at you. This is not a gospel class. But even in businesses, they go through the same. Quick, profiteering. Look at Lehman Brothers. No longer in existence. They could not even rebrand. Nobody could help them. That was their death. erased up from history. Now, nothing good to say about that. They started well at the beginning.